What up, guys? Gangspranks back with a brand new episode of my monthly figure purchases. Welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed the last one that we did for December 2022. This will be the first figure video of 2023, and of course this will be for the month of January in 2023. Got some cool stuff to show off for this month. More than I expected. I didn't think we'd have this much. Not saying that we have a lot to show off, but I thought we'd only be adding to like maybe 2 or 3 collections, but we're going to be adding to quite a few. And I will say that this video is mainly going to be very pre-order and news heavy. The amount of stuff that they announced to look forward to in the coming months is crazy. Like, they announced a lot of cool shit. Wrestling announced some cool stuff. Power Rangers, DC Multiverse, a lot of cool stuff, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into all the news and pre-order stuff that I usually talk about, we're going to show off what I got for the month. Like I said, it wasn't too much. January is typically, the slowest time in like retail. Everyone spent their Christmas money for the most part at like the end of December, maybe the beginning of January, and there's just not much going on. There's not usually any good sales. I would say a little more February, March. You'll see a lot of stores clearing out stuff. Actually, some of the stuff I picked up today, or for this video, was clearance. They had some killer clearance deals. Obviously, they're trying to get rid of the old stock to start bringing in some new toys for the upcoming like store. Like Walmart has what's the word I'm looking for? They change the mods quite regularly to bring in new stuff and filter out the old stuff. So, also, you might notice that my set is still the same. I know I mentioned in the last video that I was thinking about changing it, and it was one of those things where it was like, I'll do it later. I'll wait a little bit, And a week passed by, another week passed by, and then it was like, oh, it's time to record the video, and it's like, shit. I procrastinated and did not get to make a new set, but I will say I am in the process of making a new set, and I'm pretty excited about it. I don't want to hype it up because it's not going to be anything like fancy schmancy. It's going to be nice, but I'd say it's just cleaner. It's just going to be a cleaner, more professional look compared to like this white board, this white background, and my Goosebumps sheets, my former bed sheets. I do want something with a more professional look. So look forward to that in February. I will goddamn guarantee that I will have a new set. I don't know if it'll be better, but I think it will be better, and I think it will just a nice aesthetic to show off stuff. Before we start showing off what I got for the month, I'm just going to quickly show a video. If you're not familiar with the stuff that I collect, I'm going to roll a little video here and you can see what collections I'm building towards and what you can expect from me. So without further ado, let's cue that up. Before I show off what I got for the month, I'm going to quickly go through what I'm collecting and what you can expect in this series. And it breaks down to 8 different collections. First one, we got Marvel Legends. For this, I mainly collect Spider-Man and X-Men, mainly anything that comes in those lines. I've broken down and basically started collecting one of each character. I don't collect everybody per se. There are characters where I will shy away from. Characters who I'm very not familiar with, I will stay away from. Unless they're on clearance and they're a good deal, I might snag them up. But I tend to just stick with characters that I'm familiar with or I know somewhat. And with the Marvel Legends, I don't collect any MCU figures. I mainly just do comic, video game, or animated show design characters. Next, I collect McFarlane's DC Multiverse. For this, I mainly just do Batman, his allies, his villains, just kind of get one of each. I am starting to build out some other collections like Flash and Green Lantern. Now I'm kind of looking to collect one of each major character. Major villains, major heroes, to kind of do like a Legion of Doom and a Justice League kind of setup. For this as well, no movie figures, strictly video game or comic-inspired designs. Next, I collect Transformers. For my Transformers collection, I only collect Beast Wars figures, or animal characters, whatever you'd like to say. With this, I started collecting with the Kingdom line, and that has transitioned to the Transformers Legacy line, so that's what I'm collecting now. I also collect the Retro Beast Wars figures, and for this, I'm just kind of looking to collect one of each, Predacons, Maximals, stuff like that. Next, I collect Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. For this collection, I'm just looking to collect one of each character. Now, each character does have multiple forms, like Goku, for example, has 7 different Saiyan forms. I might collect those all eventually, but my main priority is just getting one of each character. Next, I collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. With this one, it's a little weird. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I respect them more than I like them. I grew up somewhat with them, but I'm not crazy about them. But I like them enough to where I want some representation of them in my collection. So that's why I've decided to collect the Loyal Subjects Best Action line. For this, I just really want the Turtles and Shredder. They are creating other characters, but for me, I want to collect all 4 Turtles and Shredder. And once I have that, I'll start to collect some of the other figures. But if they decide to end the line eventually, I'll be happy with having the Turtles and having Shredder. Next, I collect video game characters. For this, I mainly collect characters from video games that kind of mean something to me, my favorite games. I also collect some figures of characters from other games, kind of, bigger games, Sonic, Mario, stuff like that. But I tend to just pick characters from games that I really care about. Next, I collect Power Rangers. For this, I collect Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection. With this, I'm looking to collect one of each ranger, each villain, just one of each. There's also a couple different items in the Lightning Collection. They're starting to do the Zords, and they do some roleplay items. For me, I do plan on collecting the Zord Ascension Project as they release more of that. In terms of roleplay items, not for me. For me, I'm just about the figures. And then last but not least, I collect wrestling figures. For this, I collect mainly WWE Elite Style or AEW Unrivaled Unmatched. I collect both those lines. I'm just looking to collect one of each wrestler. And fun fact about this collection in particular, it is the only collection of mine that I take out of box for whatever reason. Everything else stays in the box, and I display it as such. So now that you know what I collect, let's see what additions are going to be coming to my collection this month. Today we are going to be adding to 6 of them. The 2 that aren't going to be getting anything is video game characters. I didn't get anything for that. And nothing new for Power Rangers Lightning Collection. It was close. I had a shipment from Big Bad Toy Store that I was going to ship out to get some stuff for this video. And I saw some people starting to get Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders for the other 2 figures, the Street Fighter figures. Because I know there's a date. If I get this shipment ordered past this date, it's not going to come in time for the video. So I waited till the very last minute, and the pre-orders did not show up in time. But what do you know? As soon as I shipped out that stuff, Big Bad Toy Store's like, oh yeah, we got these as well. And I'm like, oh, you bastards. But we'll probably have those for February, so look forward to that. Actually, some cool stuff for February. I'll mention it again later, but I'm going to be going to another toy show coming up here in February 19th. Might pick up some cool stuff there. We'll have to wait to see, but February could be a pretty dangerous month. It depends on what I find there. So without further ado, let's start showing off some figures. So we are going to start with, I'm just taking a look at the lineup here. We're going to start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's start out with that. So for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you saw in the video, but I collect the Best Action line. We'll talk more about them in the pre-order section because they did announce some cool stuff. Well, one thing, but it was cool. But I did get a figure that I did not have yet. This is part of the newly released wave, somewhat newly released, Wave 3. And the character I am talking about is Krang, one of the bigger enemies of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're a fan, you know all about Krang and his little walker. Obviously, this isn't usually how we see him. He's usually in the big android suit. I was checking to see if we had an illustration of that, but this is him and his little walker. So there we have Krang there, little brain mutant guy. This is a little stand that you can rest him on. These are some arms that go into the walker. So you can, I believe, so when he's in here, I believe you pull off the arms. And then when he's on this little pod here, or stand, then you would put the arms back. But the extra arms here are to go in here to obviously simulate the arms that he has. So that looks cool. So there he is right there. I like how he turned out. His walker looks really cool. Just checking to see if there's anything like behind here, and it doesn't look like it. There is a sticker for the loyal subjects, but I do not believe there is any other accessories there. It would just be the pod, the arms, Krang himself, and the walker. So we'll show off the box real quick. Best action line. There's a little side shot of him in the walker. I think this is taken from the cartoons, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing there. Nothing on top. Nothing, or not nothing on the bottom, but boring stuff. And on the back, we see Krang, a little description of him in case you're not familiar with him. 31 points of articulation, and these are all the accessories that you'll be getting in the box. So I think he looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have him, and he goes perfect with my already acquired Shredder. And if you take a look, one of the accessories that the Shredder comes with is this little communication device. And if you look closely, there's a little pink blob there that might or might not be Krang. I'm going to be, spoiler alert, it is him. It is. So there they are together, and I think they look pretty cool. I also brought in a turtle to kind of compare sizes. So there's Shredder and Krang. I brought in Raphael, and I would say the walker probably goes to about his chest. So this is them at feet level. So yeah, just under his chin, neck level. That's what the walker would be at. So not too big, not too small. I think a decent little size to measure up against Raphael and the other turtles. And you know, all the turtles are going to be this size, so we don't need to measure them all out. But yeah, Krang is cool, and I really like how this one turned out. It looks good. We'll talk about him more specifically later on in the pre-order section, but I am very happy with this. Give us some more villains. Best action, or sorry, loyal subjects, that's the name of the company. Next, we are going to be diving into the DC Multiverse, McFarlane's DC Multiverse to be specific, and this has been a figure that I've wanted for quite some time. Ever since I saw it announced, I was like, that is a wicked looking figure. I wouldn't have expected, but when you really think about McFarlane, and he loves doing like creature type stuff, so I'm like, oh, this character makes sense. But the person I am talking about is the Batman villain and mega figure, Man-Bat. This is an awesome figure. Like, I really like how monstrous he looks. Like, look at all that. He looks awesome. Just a hulking beast. He is huge. Like, he's a mega fig. I will measure him up against a Batman I brought. But yeah, I'm just in awe with this Man-Bat. Like I was saying, Man-Bat's usually on the lower totem pole of Batman villains. So I didn't really expect a figure from him. But when they did it and I saw the pictures of him, I'm like, damn. They fucking killed it. I think this might be the best Man-Bat figure I've ever seen. And I wouldn't say there's too many off the top of my head. I know there's some animated from the Batman animated series. There's like maybe one or two figures from there. There might be more. I know there's a Man-Bat figure from Arkham Knight when he appeared in there. The more like human bat. Like not like this. The one in Arkham Knight is more of a like science experiment gone wrong. And I'm not sure who made that, but there is a figure of that. And I don't know if there's any other Man-Bat figures. But I would say even though I don't know about some of the other ones, there might be some secret hidden ones that have been released by some unknown company. I would say this is probably the best one. I think this one looks phenomenal. I don't know if he's too big. You know what? Let's do a little measure first. Because that's one thing I was kind of like, is he too big? I know Man-Bat is like a bigger guy, a bigger creature, and he does tower over Batman, but is he that big? Is he Bane? Is he Clayface? Is he Killer Croc size? So I brought in my Arkham City Batman to measure up against, and Man-Bat's feet do go a little deeper in the box, but I would say Batman probably measures up to probably chin, I would say. And this is a 7-inch figure. But I would say these guys go well together. I like this Batman a lot. This is from the Arkham City wave. And this Man-Bat is based on like a comic book design. I'll show it off when I show off the box. But I think these still look good together. Like, even though he's from the game and he's from the comics, I think they still look great. And I think this is a fantastic addition to the villains. Like, I'm really happy that we got a Man-Bat. We're going to show off the box, but it is typical McFarlane. No extra set of hands. The only thing that we get is Man-Bat. We get a little stand there in the bottom for his little feet. You can see the little claw feet that he has, which looks pretty cool. He also comes with a card in the background. Yeah, let's show off the box. So typical McFarlane stuff, so nothing here. We showed off the bottom, but I'll show it off again. On the side, DC Rebirth. That's what this design is based off. The top and the back, which I think is a really cool shot of Man-Bat. There he is, and we got Batman on the floor. I like this a lot. I like this illustration of Man-Bat. I think he just looks very menacing and horrifying. And he looks awesome. I really like how this illustration turned out, and I'm even happier about the figure. This is a cool one. I am beyond happy about this one. Happy to have this in my Batman villain collection. Keep it up, McFarlane. All right, next we are going to dive into Marvel Legends. Yeah, we're going to do Marvel Legends next. So I'm adding three figures to the Marvel Legends collection. Two of them I was talking about earlier about clearance stuff. Walmart, I was looking on the Walmart website. Walmart had a bunch of Marvel Legends on clearance for really, really good deals. So the ones that I picked up two of them. And I am not familiar with these characters at all. One I would say I'm kind of familiar with, and I'll explain why. But the other character, not a single clue. And he just looks very generic and kind of boring. So we're going to bring that guy out first. And that character that I'm talking about is the Hood. I don't know who this character is. I wasn't going to buy him for full price, but the sale price that they were selling it at, like, it was a great clearance price. So I was like, you know what? I don't have this guy in my collection. I don't know if he's a villain or... Actually, no, he is a villain. I forgot this is the super villain wave where every character here is a villain. So he is a villain of some sort. Actually, let's read his biography. Marvel's The Hood. A chance encounter with the demon gives petty thief Parker Robbins a mystical cloak and transforms him into a true criminal menace. That doesn't really tell me too much, but just based on his look, he looks a very dorky. It's just a guy... Just a regular looking guy. He's got green pants, a blue jacket, and he's got this fancy little cloak. Just judging by the cloak, I'm going to assume he might be a Doctor Strange villain. I would assume, just based on the cloak, because obviously Doctor Strange has a cloak that is very magical. And maybe this is a villain of his, I'm not too sure. But the whole thing is like, he's like this demon, right? You know, he encountered a demon, giving him a mystical cloak. But why is he using fucking guns? You know, what kind of guy can do magic and whatever? Or, like I said, I don't know his abilities, but are these like special bullets? Like, judging by the effects, those look pretty magical. You know, they got fire effects, and they are That's not a bullet. So maybe it is a special gun that he has. He doesn't have the guns here in the little illustration of him, but yeah, I don't know who the hell this guy is. For the sale price, I couldn't pass it up. The figure itself, it's pretty plain. Like I said, it's just a guy, just a regular guy dressed like he's going out to go grocery shop. And then he's got this cloak. Maybe he's a grand wizard, you know, part of the KKK or something like that with the hood. He's the hood. But, you know, it should be white. But I think the Grandmaster does wear a different color. I don't know. I'm not too up on the Ku Klux Klan and what they're up to. So he comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for Zemnu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then obviously the gun blast effects and the 2 pistols. No extra set of hands, which would have been cool, but you know, he's got 2, maybe a magical hand, but like I don't know his powers, but he's got 2 gun gripping hands, obviously, to use the guns. And not too much to say about this guy because I don't know anything. So we'll show off the box real quick. There are both the sides. On top, there's not even a little logo for anything, so he's really quite a mystery. I should have done some research beforehand, but I forgot. If you can tell me anything about this guy, Marvel's the Hood, let me know in the comment section. Are you even familiar with him? Let me know. But, yeah, for the sale price, I would never get him unless he was super discounted, and that's kind of what this situation was, so that's why I picked him up. Another character that was also on clearance from Walmart, but I was kind of considering this character because this person is an X-Men character, and she does kind of fall in with a type of X-Men character. You'll know what I'm saying when I show you, but that character is Omega Sentinel. I'm not familiar with her. Like I said, exactly like the Hood. I did want to buy her compared to the Hood, where like I had no interest unless he was super discounted. But with Omega Sentinel, I wanted to add her to my X-Men collection, and obviously she is a Sentinel, so I can kind of fit her in with my Nimrod that I have, or even just the villains, or maybe she's a good guy. You know what? Let's read the biography for this. Harnessing the power of enhanced sensors, flight, and nanite regeneration, the Omega Sentinel dispatches enemies with ease. Okay, that could be a good guy. Disposes enemies? That could be a good person. I have no idea. But, yeah, she, along with the Hood, were great prices. And I did want to pick her up eventually, and this was the price that was, like, pushing me towards, yeah, you want to pick this figure up? Well, this price is not going to get any better, so it was a perfect storm. But here she is. She's got a red, I'm assuming that's the Sentinel head, and then she's got more of a human head, but it's got a faceplate. Very interesting character, very robotic. As you can see, she's a Sentinel, so she is going to be almost all robotic, and these are different hands, I believe. Yeah, these are different hands, judging by that picture there. One thing I do like is the writing on the box. It's in basically like computer gibberish, but there it is again. And is it anywhere else? No, just those 2 places. But I think it's cool. It's a nice, cool little touch to add to the box. So there she is. She also comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Tri-Sentinel. I don't have any other figures in this wave, and I probably will never collect them. I have no interest in any of these guys, so I will never complete Tri-Sentinel, unfortunately. But it does look cool. 3-headed Sentinel. That looks pretty awesome. Nice little shot of her on the back. I wish the description gave us more. Same thing like the Hood. Maybe she's a deep... Actually, this has to be a newer character. If she's in the House of X, that's more of a recent storyline. So I'm assuming she's a character that's been introduced probably in the last 10 to 15 years. Let's show off the box properly. There she is. Bottom, boring stuff. Shot on the front. Same shot on the side. On top, she has the X-Men logo. And we know what group she's part of. And there's the back. And like the same thing with the hood. I don't know anything about this character, so I can't really speak too much on it. But I did want to collect her, so it is cool that I finally do get a chance to get her and add her to my X-Men shelf. So happy about this one. And another one that I am super happy about, ever since they announced this figure, this has been a guy that I've wanted for a very long time. He was due for an upgrade from his original figure. He's only had one Marvel Legends figure, and it's not the greatest. It's probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen, but it is more akin to his classic looks. I can't really fault it, but it doesn't look great. He was due for a makeover, and they finally got around to it, and I finally got it. And I will say, this figure does look better in person than it did online, and the character that I am talking about is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason to be like, oh yeah, I love this character because blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's I'm a sucker for the color green. I'm not sure. I mean, I do like the color green. But the character I'm talking about is retro-carded Scorpion. Man, I am so happy about this. Like, I've been wanting this for so long. This has definitely been like a missing gem in my Spider-Man shelf, man. I've been waiting for Scorpion. Like I said, I don't know why, but I just love Scorpion. Maybe it's the colors. They just appeal to me. But yeah, here is Scorpion based on his animated show look, as we can see right here. It is pretty accurate to what is displayed here, which is pretty nice. And I think the greens really pop. The lime green for the body, nice contrast with the dark green, I think looks really good. And I believe this is a bendy wire tail. Is it? Let me see if I can confirm that anywhere. I didn't see it on the box, but usually these holes indicate that there is a bendy wire. I don't know why the holes for the bendy wire. Maybe someone can explain that to me. I'm not too sure. Goes over my head as a toy collector. But yeah, Scorpion's a character that I've wanted for quite some time. I've got a lot of Spider-Man villains, but this is one that I wanted to add to the collection, and it's on the retro card too. Big fan of that. And I think the figure just looks great. One thing I would have liked is an extra set of hands. In the box, it's just it's just Scorpion and the tail. I'm assuming most of the budget went into the tail. That's why we don't get any extra hands or maybe an extra head or something like that. But yeah, I think this figure looks really, really good. I like that face sculpt. Very menacing look for Scorpion. This just looks awesome. Super happy about this. Happy to finally have it in my collection. As I'm speaking with like the biggest smile on my face. Like, I just absolutely love this figure. So we'll show off the box real quick. Not really too much to show off with the retro carded stuff. But there he is on the back. Side. On top. But yeah, I am so happy I finally have this in my collection. Only one we need next. Well, not only one, but the one that I'm really looking forward to, hopefully they do sooner than later, is a Chameleon. Really want a Chameleon figure, an updated one based on the retro, or based on the animated show look. And I would like it on a retro card. If we do get it, it will probably be in the VHS box that they're going to be doing for 2023. But yeah, I just want a Chameleon updated look, like Scorpion from the cartoon. So really happy about this one. This might be the best thing I got. Actually, I don't know. Man, I really like the Man-Bat, but like Scorpion, this might be the best thing I got this month. I'll say it. Fuck it. I am really happy about this Scorpion. Man. The inner kid in me just wants to rip this open and fucking play it with my other X-Men characters and Spider-Man, and it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. Enough drooling about Marvel Legends. Let's move on. I could talk about Scorpion for quite some time. Always was a fan. One of my early memories of Scorpion is playing the original PS1 Spider-Man game. And he's one of the first few bosses. He's like after you exit the building, then the next mission is like Scorpion's gonna attack J. Jonah Jameson and you have to save him, and then you have to swing to the Daily Bugle, and then you get in a boss fight with Scorpion. I still remember that like it's yesterday. Big Scorpion fan. I might be like the only one. Next, we are going to be moving on to Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. Unfortunately, I didn't get to add anything for the last month. Luckily, I showed it off in the last video. I thought this package was lost for a second because for over 14 days, there was no update on the shipping information. I shipped it out December 20th, and I got an update for it on like January 5th or 6th or something like that. And I was just like, man, how is this package fucking undocumented, just whooshing around with other packages for that long without being filed correctly with the paperwork? So anyways, it ended up coming to my house. I'm happy. And let's show it off. So the first person that we added, we're going to be adding 2 to the SH Figuarts. Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. First character is going to be the first hero I have. So right now, if you've watched the last few episodes, my collection consists of Captain Ginyu and Full Power Broly. And so those are both villains. And this will be the first hero. And it's not the most ideal hero. For my first hero, I would have liked to get maybe, a Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku, maybe a Gohan, Trunks, somebody cool, But that's not really the case. But I did want to get this character eventually because he does play a role. Not a big role, but he's there. And you probably know who I'm talking about by how I'm saying it. But the character I'm talking about is Krillin. Krillin is a character, and according to this box, he is Earth's strongest man. Don't know if I agree with that. I probably highly disagree with that. But I will say, this figure does look awesome. I do like Krillin as much as he's kind of like the butt of all the jokes and dying a lot and being worthless. He is a cool character. He is a Z fighter. And I think this figure does look really, really awesome. So he comes with 4 heads in total, but 3 extra. So we got a angry look here. Another angry look. Well, angry here with clenched teeth. Angry here with open mouth. We got a neutral look on him. And then on here, if you see way back there, is a surprised look on Krillin. He's probably surprised that he survived the episode or something like that. Let's take a look at the back. Here we got a bunch of different poses. He also does come with the Destructo disc. If you look in the back right there, blast effect, and there is an extra hand for some sensu beans, probably going to use them on himself. And there is also some extra hands over there. You can see his hand right here is to load up the Destructo disc, as we can see here. But yeah, I think this figure looks really good. As much as I'm shitting on Krillin being a dork and not the coolest character, he is kind of cool. He's just the least cool of if everyone else in your group is popular, the popular kids in school, right? Then you're kind of popular by default, but you're the least popular out of the group. You're just kind of popular by proxy because you're friends with the popular kids, And that's kind of what Krillin is. He's a not popular kid, but he's popular because he hangs out with with the popular kids. I feel like I said popular more than I should have. But yeah, I am really happy about this figure. I think it's a really good depiction of Krillin. I don't have any complaints. I think it looks awesome. Let's show off the box real quick. So there's the front there. We have the official sticker. That's how we know it is Tamahashi Nations, I believe is how you pronounce the name. I'm still becoming familiar with this brand. I'm still learning about it. This is a new collection of mine. I just started it a few months ago, and I'm still learning the ropes when it comes to the company that is producing them. But yeah, there it is on the front. Nice little shot of Krillin on the side. There we go, Krillin. SH Figuarts. On the back, we already showed it off. A couple different things that you can do with Krillin. Some shots of Krillin on the side. Nice little headshot of him on top. And on the bottom, Krillin. And you can display your figure like this. If you want to. If you have like a big collection. And, you'd probably put like box after box beside it. But if you're running out of room, you can always put it like this. And then you know which character is in the box. So, yeah, I'm happy about this one. I'm happy for Krillin. I'm happy. He was my first hero that I got for my Dragon Ball collection. I had to get him eventually, and I think that's a great version of Krillin. The other character that I'm going to be adding to my Dragon Ball SH Figuarts collection is another villain. This is one of their forms. Krillin is quite familiar with this character, and the character that I am talking about is who some consider is probably the best villain in Dragon Ball. I don't know if I agree with that. I would say he's definitely top 3, but the character I am talking about is Frieza, and this is his 4th form. As you can see right there, 4th. Oh, you can't really see with the white text, but 4th form. And I think this one looks cool. I thought he looked a little small at first, because if we compare him to... We'll compare him to Scorpion. He does look kind of small. Like, he looks kind of dinky. Now, I know it's not fair to compare because 2 different figure lines, 2 different scales. But I thought Frieza would be a little bit taller. But he is a short little guy, so... Just a little comparison box-wise. Actually, we'll compare Krillin and Frieza. I guess we'll do it now. Fuck it. But they are the same size. At least box-wise. Size-wise, I would say they're relatively the same. Maybe Krillin's like a tad shorter than Frieza. But anyways, we talked enough about Krillin. But yeah, Frieza, one of the big bads of Dragon Ball. And I think this figure looks awesome. Like, I love the gloss on the purple for Frieza. I think he just looks really cool. I don't have any negatives. Like, for SH Figuarts, you are paying a premium price. And you are getting a premium figure. You're getting a well-detailed figure. A lot of accessories, as we can see here. The tail, a bunch of different head sculpts, a Dragon Ball, hands, a halo, because obviously he dies. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I think this figure does look really cool. There's a little close-up shot of him. I'm trying to show as much as I can inside the box. Actually, let's see on the back what he kind of comes with. So doesn't come with any blast effects like Krillin. A couple different hands, different heads, as you can see here, and his tail, and the Dragon Ball too. But yeah, I'm happy about this one. I'm happy to have Frieza. Like I said, he's one of the big bads, one of the big arcs of Dragon Ball. Like I said, many people consider him to be the best villain. Probably, I would say, but I do have an affinity for like Cell and Vegeta when he was the villain when he came in. I think this figure really knocks it out of the park. I'm super happy with it. Let's show off the box. So there we see the front. Like I said, the official sticker. So we know we got an official product from Tamahashi Nations. Tamashi Nations. I will learn how to pronounce that eventually. On the side. On top there, Frieza's freaking out. He's like, oh my god, I gotta fight Krillin? This is unfair for him. So, can't wait to get that Goku. And then the bottom. And then we'll stack them. We'll show how they look if you were to display them like this. I'm assuming all the villains come in purple boxes, because I believe Broly and Captain Ginyu also come in purple boxes. Now Frieza has a purple box, and Krillin has orange. So I'm assuming villains get purple, heroes get orange. We'll have to wait to see with future releases, but so far I am very happy. with the SH Figuarts line. And I think I made the right decision. Maybe not financially, because they are quite expensive. Like I said, premium product, premium price. But I think these figures are top-notch and just great pieces of art, to be honest. Next, we are going to be showing off Transformers Beast Wars. Got a couple cool additions. One was a complete surprise, and the other one I was kind of on the fence about getting. So I'm just going to bring out the first figure, a little bit of a story that comes along with it. So the first one is the newly released, which I didn't know about, retro-carded Iguanus. So in the middle of January, Hasbro was doing this thing called Transformers Tuesdays, where obviously every Tuesday they have some sort of reveal for Transformers products. Cool, really cool. And one of the Tuesdays they revealed this. So, when I wake up sometimes, especially during the week, I'll check out Instagram and just kind of see the new releases. It's kind of the easiest way to... It's like my news feed for figure stuff, Instagram. So I wake up one morning and they announced this and I think a couple other things. And for this figure in particular and the other retro-carded Beast Wars stuff, they're all Walmart exclusives. And Walmart's not really the best about carrying them. And it's just kind of harder to get. But Hasbro Pulse will always have a small quantity of them to order in case, you don't get to Walmart or whatever the case may be. Anyways, so I see that it's available. They announced it. I'm like, cool, I'm going to go on Hasbro Pulse. I'm going to order it. I'm going to secure my copy. I think the next day or 2 days after that, I get an email saying, the figure's been shipped. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was a pre-order. But no, it was announced and it was ready to ship off. So this was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting this one, but I'm happy to have it in my collection. So here he is, Iguanus. One thing I don't like about this figure is you don't know his allegiance. So if you look at the box, it doesn't say Predacon or Maximal anywhere. If you look on the back, it does say it there. But for most of the Beast Wars figures, I brought one to show for example. We got Wolfgang here, who we've showed in a previous episode. But if you look in the top right-hand corner, boom, Maximal Wolfgang. I would have liked to seen that with Iguanus, but they did not include that for some reason. Just a small little thing, but I would have liked to have seen that. This is a figure that came out in 1997, I believe, and obviously they're re-releasing it on the retro card, which looks very nice. I'm a big fan of that. And here we have Iguanus, and I think he looks pretty good. I have no complaints. He does look a little smaller, but I believe he is in a different class where, for example, the Wolfgang that we just showed, I think this is more of a deluxe figure, where this one, kind of like what Transformers does now, where they have like the core class, Voyager class, deluxe, leader class. They all get bigger and scale up. So I think this is kind of in the smaller family of that. But I think the figure looks good. I really like it. There we see him transformed in a little illustration of him. Card looks good, unlike the last card that we got for... I forgot his name, but if you watch the last episode, I was kind of worried about this one coming in because, like I said, if you watch the last episode, I got another figure that was a retro-carded release. I forgot the character's name. It slips my mind right now. But that packaging, the whole bubble, was holding on by a string, so I was kind of worried about this one. Luckily, I don't have any of those issues. It is perfectly on tight, which is quite nice. The cardboard is a little bent. That's just the way it came. But yeah, I really like the figure. It looks really good, so we'll just show off the back real quick. There are the instructions to transform him from Iguana to Predacon. And there we go there. There is the stats. I guess this is a smart little fella because he's got 8 there. And there he is, a lizard unlike any other. His internal intelligence processors are specifically programmed for combat sabotage. There he is. He's a sneaky little one. So this was a cool one. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting this one, and it was just a nice little surprise announcement, and then surprise, hey, it's coming to your house. So this is a cool one. Very happy about this one. And then the other Beast Wars figure that I got, this one I was debating if I wanted to get. When it was announced, I was super stoked, but even then I was still kind of on the fence about getting it because it kind of doesn't fit with what I have in my collection. So I'm just going to introduce the figure and then talk about it. But this is the somewhat newly released Transformers Legacy figure Transmetal 2 Megatron. This thing looks awesome. Now we are going to be opening it up because this has plastic-free packaging, so I want to see inside, make sure everything's good. We will be opening it up in a second. Yeah, so I was debating about this figure. When it was announced, it did look really cool. Like, I want to show the back. Like, look at that. That's in the dragon form. That's the transformed form, or the robot form, sorry. It just looks awesome, right? I would say 95% of my collection is just Beast Wars figures. And what I mean by that is it's just the animals, you know? As you can see here, Iguanus, it's an iguana that transforms into a robot. Wolfgang, a wolf that transforms into a robot. It's just the regular animals. I knew they were eventually going to do transmetals and even the transfusers, the fusers, where it's like a combination of two animals together. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. When the time finally came with Megatron, I saw it and I was like, it just looks so cool. And I was looking at my collection and I saw that I had the fossilizers and they really don't fit with the, you know, the regular animals, you know, Optimus Primal, Rat Trap and stuff. These are the bones of some dinosaurs and they can transform into Predacons or Maximals, whatever the case may be. So I was like, I have those, so my collection is definitely not just the animal figures. So then that kind of opened up my mind where I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I can kind of make an excuse to pick them up. But even still, this figure just looks so cool. I love the box art. You got the dragon flying in the background. There's Megatron there, ready to flame somebody. There's a side shot. We get to see an up-close version of the dragon and Megatron transformed. I guess we'll just show the box off real quick, and then we'll get to it, because I do want to take a look at this bad boy. This will be my first unboxing of a Transformers figure. As far as Hasbro stuff, I've only unboxed Power Rangers Lightning Collection and Marvel Legends. So I've never done a Transformers stuff, so I don't know what to expect. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty much the same. Unfortunately, this came with a big cut. This wasn't done by me. Whoever opened the box took the blade too close to the box and did a fantastic job of cutting the shit out of it. Also, on the back, I don't know if you could see, but you can see with the light, someone like used this as a backdrop. Maybe they put a piece of paper on and were like scribbling something, because I was trying to make it out what it was, but it's just like a line down there, like boom, boom, like it's just completely random. There's no rhyme or reason. So they fucked up my box real good, but it's not a deal breaker. If it was on the front, I might have came for some blood, but it's on this side. I'm not going to display this side. It's on the back. I'm not going to display it on the back. I'm either going to display it like this or frontward. So, luckily I caught a break. So, let's show off the tape. So it is sealed. I have not opened it up. There it is. Tape here on top. There is tape here. Here, tape on the bottom, which is probably where I'm going to cut from, and this side does not open, so that doesn't matter. So I'm probably going to cut it. I'm definitely not going to cut it here. My options are either top or bottom, but if I do cut from the top, I'll have to cut this, so I will probably cut from the bottom. So, got my handy dandy tool. Let's cut this bad boy open. I am pretty excited. Like I said, I haven't had a Transformers figure in hand in quite some time, so this is going to be pretty cool. I don't know how much I'm going to open it. Like, if it's tied down to like it's wrapped up in those like twist tie things, I'll probably leave it be. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Look at that right there. Yeah, so the way he is, I'll probably leave him in, but I still want to take a look at the figure. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the contents of the box are empty. Let's take a look at all the fun stuff first. So we got, I don't know what the hell this is. I think it's just safety stuff. Yeah, choking hazard, blah, blah, blah. This is your tool book to transform him back and forth. This seems like it'd be quite necessary because it does seem like I just heard a little rip. Damn. I would assume this is a pretty complicated process, but there he is. I was going to open it up, but there's no need. And let's take a look at the man himself, Megatron. This looks awesome. Man, look at the wings here. Looking good. Get a close-up of the face. Menacing. The little... Is this an eyeball? No, it can't be an eyeball because the head is the circle is just a little thing on the back, I believe. The back of the dragon. I didn't see it on the dragon form. Actually, no, there it is. If we look on the box, that would be the chest piece for this, I believe. But yeah, he looks really cool. I am happy how this one turned out. There's a little flame effect, which can also be used as a weapon. Going in the mouth of the dragon, there's the dragon himself. Looking pretty good. I was kind of interested to see how they were going to package it, like if they're going to package it like a Lightning Collection or Marvel Legends, where they put stuff in a baggie. Obviously with Transformers, it is all one piece, but maybe the accessories in a little baggie, but it's in a nice little compartment here. I'm just going to leave it in there, but yeah, it looks good. Let's take a look at the back. There it is. There's another little like orb thing similar to the chest. And I don't know what this is, the tail? Yeah, maybe. This is the back piece connects, boom, up into the head. So there's a little back shot there. But yeah, this looks awesome. Like, oh man, I really do want to take it out and kind of play around with it, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It looks sick. I'm very happy about this one. And I don't know, depending on the transmetals, this is a cool transmetal because it is a dragon and it's just such a unique animal character, fictional animal. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get any other transmetals depending who the character is. Like if it's a Cheetor or something, I might not pick it up because I already have a Cheetor. I mean, I already have a Megatron, the T-Rex Megatron from Transformers Kingdom. That's the line, Kingdom. I should have brought it out to compare with this Megatron. I didn't think of it, and I'm not going to get it now. I'm looking at it, and it's just buried at the bottom of my Beast Wars collection, so I'd have to, like, dismantle it. I might take a picture and show off my Beast Wars collection. I don't know if I'll include this because it is kind of full. We'll see. I'll see what I can do to try and include everything. So if you see now on screen, I might have a picture. If not, I apologize. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more Transmetal stuff. We'll have to wait to see character-wise. And then the Fusers, I don't know if they're going to be releasing any soon. They just had a stream. I think it was January 31st, literally the last day of January. They had a Transformers fan stream. They announced a bunch of stuff. None of it was Beast Wars. Well, kind of, actually. They showed off some Rise of the Beast Wars stuff. They showed off, I think, Cheetor and Air Razor is who I saw. And then the other characters that they showed off, I think it was a mix of some movie characters, some Transformers Legacy characters, and cartoon stuff. So none of that pertained to me. None of it was Beast Wars. The Beast Wars that I collect, like I said, Rise of the Beasts is technically Beast Wars stuff. So yeah, nothing I'd be interested in. But there was a leak for, I think it was Silverbolt or something like that, who is a fuser from the show. I forgot what he was combined with. It was like a wolf that had wings. I forgot the two combinations, but I'm going to assume we'll see him sooner than later. But yeah, really happy about this one. I would recommend this one. If you're kind of thinking about it, you know, kind of on the edge, This figure looks really cool, and if you're collecting Transformers, I think this would make a great addition to your collection. So, really happy. I'm happy about this, and I'm happy about Iguanas. Let's show them off together real quick, even though they don't really kind of go together. But there they are. They don't go together, but, you know, just showing off my purchases. And last but not least, we are going to be showing off some wrestling figures. Got some cool stuff here. Got some AEW stuff. Got some Mattel WWE Elite stuff. And I got a couple customs that were unplanned. This I'll explain later, but they kind of just happened. So first we'll start off with AEW because I only got one figure there. And the figure that I got was AEW Unrivaled 10, I believe. And it is Jake Hager. So here he is in the outfit that he wrestled in Blood and Guts #1 against the Pinnacle? Yeah, because the other one was Jericho Appreciation Society. Yeah, okay. Versus Blackpool Combat Club. So yeah, this is from the first Blood and Guts. Here he is in a prison jumpsuit outfit. That's the word I wanted to say. And it looks good. And I got this figure for one reason. He looks pretty small there. So, I own the previous Jake Hager release from AEW. One of these things is not like the other. This one, we'll talk about this guy in a second. Hold on. This is not a new figure. This is a figure I've had in my collection. And this is a horrible, horrible figure. This is probably one of the worst Jazzware figures from AEW. And there are quite a few doozies, but this one is just out there. Like the face sculpt, like if I were to show somebody this, they probably wouldn't know. If I were to show them this, they would probably be like, yeah, that's Jack Swagger, Jake Hager, whatever you want to call him. Look at the face. It's two different guys completely. Look at the size of the guy. This guy's huge. Look at this. Actually, they're similar size. This one just feels like a very beefy figure. Compared to this one, it feels a little bit of a lightweight. And I got this figure for one reason. I wanted to see if I could take the head off this and put it on this body. And we're going to try it out here. So, we're going to take off the little hood. I put it on just for this video. Usually I have it off because I will show you why. I believe I showed it off in a previous video. So as you can see, this figure is stained as shit from the cloth goods. So that's another reason why this figure kind of sucks. But if we look at it, it just looks like a puny little guy. It's just kind of a plain looking figure. It's kind of disappointing. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we were ever going to get another Jake Hager figure. So this one's actually pretty cool. I think we actually might get another one. The stuff that he's doing with the hat is pretty good, and maybe we'll get a figure of him in the purple hat. So we'll just show off the Hager figure real quick. So there he is in the prison jumpsuits, and he's got the lines cut in there. I see there, inner circle. The paint doesn't line up with the markings, but whatever. It also comes with an extra head. So this is his comm head, and he comes with a yelling head, and it is the same thing. I see, and the cuts, and that's what the figure is. So I got this figure because Ringside Collectibles, they were having a crazy Christmas deal. Like this figure cost me $4. Yeah. I bought this and two other figures, which I'll show off next, and the combined total was like $20 or something like that. So this was $4, and then the other figure was $8. And I bought two of them, which I'll talk about later. So like $20 plus tax. I paid more for shipping than I did for the figures. So just think about it like that. But yeah, this is $4, and I'm like, I already have the Jake Hager. But I'm like, for $4, what I really want to do, I want to pop this head off. I mean, I could have taken the head that was already off, but actually, we'll put your head back on, Hager. I'm sorry. We'll take your screaming head that was off. And all I wanted to do was take this ginger Jake Hager, take his head off. And this is one thing I do like about the AEW toys is how customizable they are. You know, if you want, you can take off this, pop on. You know, we can create a whole Frankenstein of figures. So there we have that top on this pair of legs. And you can actually make probably a Steve Blackman out of this. If you get a Steve Blackman head, pop it on there, and you get the Lethal Weapon. But anyways, the reason why I bought this, we're going to pop this on. And it's a little big. It does look a little goofy. There's actually not much room on the neck because it goes down quite a bit, but yeah, there he is. We'll put on his regular legs. Hold on. This is with the new Jake Hager head, and it does look better, but he doesn't really have a neck. Now, let's try with the other head. Let's see if it's any better. So we're going to pop it up, and we'll try the head on the other body. So here it is, the neutral head popped on. Similar situation, really has no neck. The neck's really down there. The head is just a little too big for the body, which is a little disappointing, but I don't feel too bad because, like I said, I only paid $4. But let's take this Hager body and try this head on. Let's see how it looks. I'm going to assume it looks so stupid. Oh, that was not a good click. But okay, the head's just a little loose. Kind of scared me when I heard that click and stuff. Yeah, this head looks horrendous. The head is way too small for the body. He looks super goofy. On video, it doesn't look that bad, but in person, the head... Actually, you can see it there. The head is just way too small for the body. And you can see it's just like swiveling there. It's not tight. So, my little Frankenstein experiment failed, but I'm happy to say this is actually a good Jake Hager figure. I was expecting to not hate it, but it for just to kind of be whatever. But I think I might replace... Well, hold on. I think I might replace this Jake Hager figure with this Jake Hager figure. Just the likeness is just so much better compared, and he's just bigger. Like, look... Tiny little body for this guy. He's super jacked here. And he's not a super jacked guy, but he is huge. And the only thing I'm not a fan of is just, you know... Actually, another thing we can try is the body with the head. So we got the head on the torso, and then we'll pop it on the legs here. It looks weird. It looks super weird. I mean, I could probably get used to it, but it does look quite weird. There it is. But what I was saying was, I like this Jake Hager figure. I just wish he was like in normal trunks, because now I have just him lonely in this kind of IC outfit, the Inner Circle outfit, and I don't have the other Inner Circle members in these outfits. They have released them: Sammy, Jericho, Ortiz, and Santana. Actually, the Ortiz and Santana just got announced. We'll talk about that later. But the Sammy and the Jericho are already out. But I don't plan on getting them in this outfit. So I'm just going to have one lonely Jake Hager in this prison outfit. It's definitely an upgrade from this abomination. Yeah, they really fucked up the hair color. Because he is more blonde than anything. But they made him like ginger. I don't know. Unless I missed this phase of AEW. But, yeah, this is a solid figure, and I wasn't even really wanting it. So, but for $4, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong at all. The other figure that I bought at Ringside Collectibles that was on sale for $8, like I said, they were having these crazy deals for Christmas and Black Friday and stuff, and you would think it was just Black Friday, but it would like started on Black Friday and continued for like all of December, and they had figures for just crazy prices, like steals of prices. Like they were pretty much getting rid of like all the AEW figures. Like they were super discounted. Even the WWE Elites were super discounted. It was crazy. One of those WWE Elites that I bought, the rest of the figures that I'm about to show are all WWE Elite. That was the only AEW figure. But the figure that I got was a Ringside exclusive American Badass Undertaker. The figure is okay. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really buy it for the figure. A little scuffed here, but it's fine. I didn't buy it for The Undertaker, but I will talk about it in a second. So I bought 2 of these for a reason, and I'm about to show you why. One of the accessories that Homeboy here comes with is this very cool WCW tag team title. This was what the tag team titles looked near the end of WCW. I'm not sure how long they had these tag titles for, this specific design, but this was the final design when they unified them with the WWE tag team titles. Now, the thing is, you only get one. You got one with Undertaker. So I was thinking, I'm like, that's a really cool belt, but like, I don't really have any interest in the Undertaker, and I don't want to buy 2 of them, but they are like $8. Like, that's such a steal. So what I did was I bought 2 of them. Where's the other belts? Here it is. 2 WCW tag team titles, because it'd be dumb to buy one. I made the same mistake with the fucking Cactus Jack, where he came with the ECW tag titles, and I only bought one of them, and now I only have one ECW tag title. Honestly, for that, I probably would have to pay like full price, which would have been like $27.99, and I wasn't really going to do that for an ECW tag title, so I couldn't justify it. But if I can get 2 Undertakers, get these titles, like the figure's not bad, we'll talk about the figure in a second, but these were the main reasons I wanted to buy them. The WCW tag titles, they just look so good. I really like them. We'll show them off real quick. I'll show one of them because the other one is the exact same. So there it is, typical elite style belt with the holes. Show off the back there. And the holes. The only thing I don't like is this comes out very quickly. Or easily, I want to say, where the other ones are very sturdy. I didn't get another title to kind of show off, but yeah, with this, just the slightest bit of pressure takes them off, where the other WWE, like Mattel titles, these are very snug in there, and you got to really like yank them to pull them out, but this one, it comes out very easily, just... Boom. Not putting that much pressure on it either. So the other title has the same thing. It actually feels a little more snug, but it does come out quite easily compared to the other titles. So these look really cool, and I'm happy I have 2 of them, because it'd be dumb to get one. I learned my lesson, and the price was definitely a contributing factor. So we'll pose Taker with the title. I don't know if they plan on releasing a Kane where you can get this title as well. If they plan on doing another version of this title or re-releasing it with somebody else. Not too sure, but yeah, here he is. We're actually going to show off the box, and then we'll talk about the figure. So the second figure, I didn't even take out of the box. As you can see, all the accessories are here. You get an extra set of hands, some glasses, a little bandana for him, and the title, which would go up here. You can see it missing, and, you know, it's right here. Imagine this was here. And the box looks cool. I like the SummerSlam design. The cage looks cool. There's SummerSlam, Mattel. There it is, ringside exclusive. I believe they still have some on ringside, but you're not going to get it for this price. Undertaker there. A nice little shot of him. That's not what he looked like. This is more of like his Deadman era when he came back in like 2004. There he is on the back, where him and Kane were the unified titles. They won the unified titles. This was their match against Kanyon and DDP. That'd be cool if we get a Kane like that. That's a cool version of Kane, but there he is. And another shot of Undertaker. See, this Undertaker is very different from this Undertaker. So there he is with the title wrapped around his waist. And it looks cool. I like the box. It also comes with a backdrop, which I pulled out of the other box. So we're going to say bye to this guy for a second. So here is a backdrop for SummerSlam, as they've been doing for the ringside exclusives. So there it is, SummerSlam, and you got Dead Man walking. I'm going to put him with both WCW tag titles, because Unfortunately, Kane could not make it. There he is, making his entrance. Actually, no, he'd be leaving, because he's now the tag team champion, but it looks cool. I like this. I've got a collection of these backdrops. This will be added to it. And we showed off the title, so let's show off Taker real quick. Head looks a little goofy. It doesn't really sit too deep on the neck, so you got a very elongated neck situation here. Regular Mattel articulation, Dead Man ink right there. The one cool thing that is really cool about this figure, not the one thing, this would be the one thing that's cool. The other thing that's cool about this figure is, as you can see, Undertaker right here, pulling down the straps. Something that they did with this figure was they put, this is a like rubbery tank top, so you can pull it down. Well, his head just popped off. What the fuck? But you can pull down the straps and kind of bring it down. I feel like this was supposed to be easier. How am I making this complicated? Okay, that's about it right there. Let's put his head back on. Actually, that did come off quite easy. Whatever. There, it's on. But here he is, and he looks similar to that shot right there. So it looks cool. I like this idea of the rubber tank top coming down so you can pull down the straps. Looks cool. I like this Taker. I think this is an underrated version of Taker, the American Badass. You can just do much more stuff with him compared to like the Dead Man, where, you know, it's all like he's dead, you know. He's not going to come out and cut a promo. But with American Badass Undertaker, he was just badass. I liked him a lot. This is probably my favorite version of Taker. I do like this figure quite a bit, even though I didn't buy it for the figure. The figure is a nice little treat, but these titles look awesome. They did a great job with these. So along with the ringside order that I got, I also bought some part of a guy's collection. He was advertising it. He had some people I wanted to pick up from his collection, and a couple accessories. We'll start with the accessories, because actually some pretty cool accessories. So the first one, which I thought was pretty cool, was this very old NWO Wolfpack shirt. It is a little faded. The end is kind of gone, and a little bit of the wolf. But this was really cool. And plus, you know, we showed off the NWO Wolfpack from a couple episodes, or the last episode. So, you know, we got the Hogan from the last episode and the Lex Luger from either the episode before that or the one before that. But they're all rocking the Wolfpack gear. I took Hogan's shirt and I put it on here because I didn't want to show the Hogan off with the stupid black mark on his nose. And then I got this shirt and I'm like, this is really cool. I'm kind of building out an NWO Wolfpack faction. I'm going to buy this shirt. So I got it off him, and I found someone to display it. It's not the version of him that wore this, but it's close enough, and that is the icon Sting. So we're going to have him put on the Wolfpack shirt. So it is Velcro on the back. It's just, I believe this came with, I believe that this was a ringside exclusive Kevin Nash figure. I believe that's what the shirt's from. I could be wrong, but there was a Wolfpack NWO Wolfpack ringside exclusive Kevin Nash. And I'm not sure if he came with this, but there was one. And there we can see Sting in the Wolfpack joining his fellow Wolfpack members. Obviously, when he was here, he had the red face paint instead of the white. But I don't have that version of Sting, but he was still in the group. So I decided to bring him out to wear the shirt. And woo! Wolfpack. Doom, 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 doom. So I just thought this was a really cool accessory. And he was selling a bunch of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab this off you. So this is a really cool cloth goods shirt of NWO Wolfpack to match with other NWO Wolfpack members. So that was a really cool one. Another accessory I bought from this guy, I bought two accessories and I bought a couple figures. So the last accessory that I bought from him is a rocking chair. But it's not just anybody's rocking chair. It is... So I never got the original Bray Wyatt WWE Elite figure. I missed out on it where he had the Hawaiian shirt and the white pants and stuff like that. And I believe it was Eric Rowan, not this one, but I'm pulling out all the members of the Wyatt family. But there was an Eric Rowan, and I believe he came with the title, or not with the title, with the rocking chair. The guy was selling it, and I'm like, man, I really like this version of Bray Wyatt. I'm going to buy it. So here he is with all the members of the Wyatt family. Let me bring these over a little bit. So there they are. Luke Harper, rest in peace. Braun Strowman. He does come with a black sheep's mask, but I wasn't able to find it. I found Eric Rowan's, and we can take it off. But he looks better with the mask, so we're going to put it back on. And then obviously Bray Wyatt looking super menacing in the rocking chair. All these figures I already had. The only thing that's new is the rocking chair. And I just thought it was a cool accessory. You know, it was a huge part of his character when he first debuted. And I just think that's a cool little visual right there, having all four of them. I wish I found the mask for Strowman. I know I have it. It's just like in this huge box of stuff, and I didn't feel like taking everything out to get to the bottom. So, cool accessory, and I'm super happy to have this one. It's just such a weird fucking thing. And this actually comes apart. I put it together, and it does rock back and forth. So, cool little accessory. Honestly, I really, really like it. And the rest of the stuff that I bought off him was all figures. So the first one, all these were loose. Well, not all of them. One was in package. The accessories I showed you were loose, and the following two figures I'm about to show you were loose. The first one being Jim the Anvil Neidhart. This was I guess it was a chase of some sort. Back in around Elite 70 something, what they would do was they would include an extra figure, and that figure would rotate being an exclusive. So, like, let's say Elite 71 would have Wrestler A, that would be an exclusive to Walmart, and then Elite 72, the extra character there would be Target, and then they would go back and forth. So I believe this ended up being an exclusive for Target. I could be wrong on that, but that's not the point. The point is, I got Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and he looks super dope. I do like it. The only thing, I'm not crazy about the head face scan. It is more Jim Neidhart, but there's another Jim Neidhart that came out. It was, I believe, Elite 44, and I like his little, like, muted, just normal expression. So if I could have that head on here, on this body, I do like this attire more than the other one. I like the bright pink. We're going to take off the jacket, but the jacket's super dope. Heart Foundation, Anvil. Looks good. We'll take it off right now. I don't think he came with glasses in the package. The guy didn't send me them, so I'm not sure if he came with them. But here he is, little scuff there on the back. But looks good. I like how this looks. Got the chest hair. I really like the pink. It really pops. Anvil there. You can see anvils all along his legs and boots. And it just looks good. I really am a fan of this Neidhart. And finally have a Neidhart to go with the Hitman himself, Bret Hart. Unfortunately, the pinks don't match. This Bret was from a 2-pack, WCW 2-pack, where he came with the WCW US title, and he also came with Goldberg. So, different part of his career. They don't match, but I do have the Hart Foundation back together, so that's really cool. And this Bret's not new. I've had this before, or I've had that. That's part of my collection. But this Jim Anvil is new, and I am super happy about this one. And I really like his jacket. The other loose figure that I bought off this guy was a WWE Elite version of The Big Show. I believe this is from the Decade of Domination line, which was a subline of the WWE Elites. I don't have a Big Show in my collection. I kind of debated because there's so many versions of Big Show, and I'm like, I don't know which one I want to get. Do I want to get him with the straps, with the 2 straps, with the big beard, maybe his original look from WWE, where he came in with like the ponytail? There's just so many versions of Big Show. And I've debated for a while, and I saw this guy was selling this figure. It was a good price. I do like this version of Big Show. This was from, I want to say 2004, 2005, when he was feuding with Angle, who shaved his head, and then went on to feud with JBL for the WWE title. And I think the figure looks good. It's big. Let's bring Brett back to compare. But there we can see he is much taller than Brett. Thank you, Brett. Yeah, the figure just looks good. I am happy with this version of Big Show. The face sculpt looks good. Happy about that. A couple scuffs on the back here. That's just the way it came from the guy. I don't know what that is. I might have to wipe this down. I didn't notice that at first. But, yeah, I'm happy about this one. Like I said, I don't have a Big Show in my collection, so this will fill that void. And I think this turned out quite well. I'm a big fan of how this looks. The other thing I bought from the guy, this was actually sealed. He was selling a, so this is a 2-pack. He was selling the figures loose, and he was selling them in a box. And I was going to buy them loose because, you know, I open up all my wrestling figures anyways, but the price that he was selling the box version and the loose figures, it was only like $5 more. So I'm like, I'm just going to buy the box version. And that is the 2-pack of Jeff Hardy and Triple H from their famous match on SmackDown. I was debating about this because I do have a Jeff Hardy already. We'll talk about Jeff Hardy first. So this is like his younger look. This is from like 2001, I believe. But I do have a Jeff Hardy figure already, and like I've said in previous videos, I don't like to buy multiple versions of characters, but this is the Jeff Hardy that I have. This was the 2-pack from him and Matt came in when they came back to WWE, so I have this version. I do like this one a lot, but there's just something about this version of Jeff. This was like when I started really getting into wrestling, and just seeing Jeff Hardy wearing like these flamboyant shirts, like this mesh shirt, like it just looks so flamboyant. And it's just really cool. I like the hair too, the purple, the orange, the red. You got the necklace, the Hardy Boy thing, and he also comes with another shirt. So he's got this mesh shirt, and he also comes with this as well. We'll take this off and show it off. But I was like, do I want another Jeff Hardy? The Triple H looks really cool. We'll show him off here in a second. But the Jeff Hardy I was debating about. I'm like, do I really need another Jeff Hardy? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Jeff's probably one of my faves. Loved watching him back then. He did a lot of crazy shit. Obviously, he's paying for it now because you can only do that stuff for so long until your body starts to fall apart. But yeah, there he is with the shirt off. And then we'll put this shirt on. This shirt I'm very happy it came with because I had another Jeff Hardy figure like way back in the day. I think it was Jack's Pacific that made it. I'm going to try and find a picture of it and post it. But it came with this shirt. And I was like, oh man, this kind of reminds me of this old Jeff Hardy figure I used to have. And I was like, fine, fuck it. Let me get this Jeff Hardy. So I actually like this more than the mesh shirt, to be honest. I like this tank top Hardy Boys look. It's dope. So yeah, there he is. Looks super cool. I'm very happy with it, to be honest. So there's Jeff and his 2 shirts. And then the other person in the box is Triple H. We'll talk about him in a second. We'll actually show off Jeff with the title because he's the one that won it from Triple H. But yeah, this IC title is probably one of my favorite titles ever. I just love the design. I just think it's really cool. This was the IC title that I grew up with, and I don't have a toy version of it. So I saw it was available for this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to grab it. I want it. So there it is. Europe, Africa, Australia, Asia. There it is there. It is missing some writing. So above here where my fingernail is, it should read World Wrestling Federation, obviously because that was the company at the time. But they didn't even replace it with World Wrestling Entertainment. They just left it blank. So there's just nothing there. So it looks kind of plain if you look at it. But on the side plates, North America, South America, WWE, that's its own country, and Antarctica, or its own continent, sorry. Show off the back. And I'm glad I finally have this in figure form. One of my favorite titles. Anyways, let's get back to Triple H. Here he is. Before he was the Game and really dominated WWE, he was a top guy still. This is the time when he was teaming up with Stone Cold, and they were the two-man power trip. And at one point, Triple H was the half tag team champion and IC champion, and Stone Cold was the WWF champion and the other half of the tag team champions. So they had a good little run there. And yeah, here's Triple H. We'll show off just the figure without the title. This is like the classic Triple H that I grew up watching. I started watching pretty regularly around late 2001, early 2002. And one of my first shows I remember watching was him coming back from the quad injury. And he came back in the jean jacket, and it was just so fucking cool. And then he made his return at the Royal Rumble, I believe, was the first pay-per-view. But this is the Triple H I grew up watching. I like the trunks, just the classic Triple H look. It reminds me of like the old SmackDown games on PS1, and this was kind of a similar look that he had. So this look of Triple H is very reminiscent for me of those times. So I really like it. I think the head looks good. The hair is not too long, which I think looks good. I think it looks good with the shorter, long hair. And yeah, I'm happy how it turned out. And it also came in this box, which I will show off. Obviously, Triple H here, Jeff Hardy there, all the accessories, blah, blah, blah. We got Triple H on this side, Jeff on this side, and there's the tail of the tape on the back, all the stats, and then the match right there. 2001, Jeff Hardy established himself as a reckless, innovative tag team specialist. If you want to read the rest, just pause the video there. So that's a cool little look. Show off the rest of the box. Boom. And it also came with this backdrop. So this is why the box looks so empty. And the gray cardboard, this was actually in the back there. I took it out, and we can use it as a stand similar to the SummerSlam backdrop. We now have a old school SmackDown backdrop, which I think is really cool. The only thing is you can't really stand it. It's just one thing, where this one, it's got the, it's kind of folded, so it can kind of stand on its own. This one, not so much, just one flat sheet. So that's unfortunate, but it's still really cool. The final two wrestling figures we're going to show off are custom WWE Elite style figures. So the customs come from this guy named Ivy's Custom Figgies. Actually, when he shipped me the figures, he sent me a little card, so I'm going to just display that real quick. That's his Instagram account, and this is his information as well if you're interested in contacting him. I will also put his link in the description, so you can just click on it and it'll go straight to his Instagram page. So I've been following him for quite some time, and he put up, I originally hit him up for a custom figure that I saw him do on his page, and I'm like, damn, that looks so good. Like, would you be able to make one for me? And he's like, oh, right now I'm busy with orders, but, hit me up in a little bit and I'll gladly make it for you. I'm like, all right, cool. A couple weeks after that, he put up a couple customs for sale. I'm assuming customs that he made for people, and they never paid him or wanted the figures. Maybe they changed their mind. So he put up a couple figures for sale. One of them I bought, and then I bought that figure and I'm like, hey, would you be able to make that other figure that I talked about? And then can you ship them together? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. So the first figure that I got from him, which is the one that he was selling, is it's not the most exciting guy, but it's a cool little figure custom. And it is a custom of Trevor Murdoch. I know some of you might even be like, who the fuck is this? This is a wrestler who used to wrestle in WWE as Trevor Murdoch. He still wrestles as Trevor Murdoch. Right now you can see him on NWA, where he competes quite regularly. He's actually a former 2-time NWA heavyweight champion, and it's just been cool to see where he's a guy who was released from WWE, I want to say maybe 2010, 2011, maybe even a little later, maybe 2012. He's kind of been grinding since. He had a little stint in TNA, where he was Jethro Holiday, one of the worst wrestling names I've ever heard. And right now he's finding a lot of success in NWA, so I'm super happy for him. And this is more of his run from WWE. He hasn't changed his look in quite some time, so this can still fit him now. So the way the figure is this is a head from a previous Jakks Pacific release of a Trevor Murdoch. He took that. Even this vest that he's wearing is from that figure as well. And he put it on an elite body. I'm not sure whose body this is, but he did a phenomenal job. I'm going to take off the vest and show off the full figure. But I think he did a killer job with this figure. Like I said, he's not the most exciting person to have, where it's like, oh man, I need that Trevor Murdoch. Like, no, he's just a cool person to have. And this was probably my peak watching wrestling, where I was watching as much wrestling as I could, like in 2005. Like I was watching WWE, I was watching TNA, I was buying like Ring of Honor DVDs. I was just watching as much wrestling as I could. Stuff on YouTube. I remember this time very vividly. And he ended up becoming, like I said, in WWE, if you're not familiar with his run, he was mainly a tag team wrestler, and he teamed with Lance Cade, who has passed away since, and they won the tag team titles at least twice. Maybe just once. I'm not too sure. I remember they lost them to Kane and Big Show at like Taboo Tuesday or something like that. But they had a decent little run as a top team on Raw. They were mainly featured on Raw. But here he is. And I would say the body is pretty accurate to him. He's not the most in-shape guy. He's a little pudgy. He's kind of a brawler, if I were to put a label on him. And this is a good-looking figure. The tattoos are absolutely nailed perfectly. So he's got a Tasmanian Devil tattoo on his upper shoulder. That's who that is. Camera, there we go, focus. And that looks really good. And then on here, I'm not sure what this tattoo is, but he had this as well. Trunks are pretty plain Jane, just black trunks. But he does have an Ace of Spades here that the guy put on the custom, and looks really good. He also put on like this special, I think this is like medical tape for wrist tape on him, so that looks pretty cool. It's a little different, it's textured and stuff compared to like the painted on wrist tapes that Mattel usually does. So it looks really good. It has full mobility. The legs don't go up too much. That's about it. But it's got full range, like your typical elite articulation. The head is a little wobbly, because, like I said, this is a Jakks Pacific head on a WWE Elite body, and it's a little loose. It's a little looser than what I would have liked, but I gotta say, like, it is a basic figure, but it does look really good. Like, that is Trevor Murdoch. So, I'm happy about this one. And then the one that he made for me, which I'm pretty excited about. When I first saw this figure, I was like, dude, you have to make that for me. Like, it just looks absolutely incredible. The next person actually has a connection to Trevor Murdoch, because Trevor Murdoch actually beat one half of this team to become the Raw Tag Team Champions at the time. And the custom I had this guy make for me, which I thought was really good, is a WWE Elite style custom of Rosie. Again, this is another one that people might be like, Wow, like who the fuck is that? So again, around that time, I think late 2004, early 2005, the Hurricane I have here along with Rosie, we'll show him off later, was doing the gimmick where he was a hero, and Rosie here stopped. So his big run was a 3-minute warning, and then after that he was just kind of floundering. And then they started pairing up him and Hurricane as the superhero in training. He was shit. That was the acronym, superhero in training. And then it eventually evolved into him becoming his own superhero. He didn't get a fancy superhero name. He's just still Rosie. This is what he ended up looking like. When he started, he had like this he had a purple mask. He had like shit written on his thing, superhero in training. He had these neon green leggings or something like that. It was gray, purple, orange, and green. And it was disgusting looking. It looked horrendous. And then eventually he got I don't want to say more professional gear, but, something a little easier on the eyes. And so this figure is a mix of Jakks Pacific, the Jakks Pacific similar to the Trevor Murdoch. It's got some Jakks Pacific pieces, and it's got Elite stuff as well. So it is the head. This is the Jakks Pacific head. There was a Rosie figure that came out whenever Jakks Pacific was still doing WWE figures. I never had a Rosie figure. I always wanted him, but I never had a chance to buy him. So it's cool that I finally am able to own him in Elite form. And again, it goes well with the Hurricane. Again, we'll show him off later. So the head is the Jakks Pacific. It does rotate. The mask can come off. I think this is the same mask that the Jakks Pacific one came with. And you can take it off. I'm not going to, but just give you a little taste there, what he looks like underneath. Actually, for those of you who don't know, Rosie is actually the older brother of Roman Reigns. Now, unfortunately, Rosie did pass away, so him and Roman never got to really wrestle together or anything like that. And Roman is carrying on the legacy of the Anoa'i family, I believe it's pronounced. But anyways, back to Rosie. So the arms are from the Jakks Pacific. It's not your typical WWE Elite style, where here's what it typically looks like on a WWE Elite figure. But this one, he took the pieces from the Jakks Pacific because I don't think there was any arms similar to the Mattel version that he could have replaced this with. So he just brought this back on, which I think is fine. It actually works well, better than I expected. Both arms are from the Jakks Pacific. The shirt is as well, but what he ended up doing is he took the body and the legs and the lower half, and he put it on an Elite body. So as you can see, there's a little color difference between the face and the body there. Just a different skin tone because he did use a different person. So he ended up taking the body, stripped the head, stripped the arms, put on the Jakks Pacific arms, put on the Jakks Pacific head, and this does have an ab crunch. I know you can't really tell. The shirt does limit it quite a bit, but there is an ab crunch in there. I can't really show it off, but there is. You can kind of see it there. You know it's there. He's bending. Where Jakks Pacific, before they didn't have the ab crunch, it was just solid plastic. You could only twist it side to side. And then the bottom half is all WWE Elite legging. He painted this and painted the shoes, and I believe painted the skin tone as well. So this is a really cool figure. I'm super happy to have this one. And like I said, it goes very well with my Hurricane figure. There they are together. I don't know if he's going to stand well. Let me get a Hurricane pose going on. Hold on. Staying in the back, there's a Hurricane coming through. So there they are, Hurricane and Rosie. They look great together. They are former WWE Tag Team Champions. They only won it once. And like I said earlier, they ended up losing it to Cade and Murdoch. So there they are. The Hurricane was already in my collection. The Rosie and the Trevor Murdoch are new. Like I said, WWE Elite style customs. And Ivy, he did a great job. And I look forward to working with him again. This was my first interaction with him, working with or getting figures from him. And I'm very happy, and I might place another order sooner than later. And again, if you're interested in checking out Ivy, here's his information. His little card, But like I said, I will link his Instagram in the description, and you can go check that out. But just a cool little, very professional looking card. Big fan of that. But yeah, super happy with Rosie and Trevor Murdoch. With Rosie, I don't think we'll ever get a Rosie figure, and especially since he's passed away, it's a very low probability that we would get a Rosie figure. So this is going to be a really cool addition to my collection. Plus, like I said, I never had the Jack specific one, so I'm really happy that I got this one. And then Trevor Murdoch is cool too. So really happy with these. Shout out to Ivy. He did a phenomenal job. Those were all the things that I got this month. Without further ado, let's jump into the pre-order and new stuff, because there is a lot to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed the stuff that I got this month. A lot of cool stuff that I got for January. To be honest, we're just going to jump right into the pre-order and new stuff because there's a lot to talk about. Branching off the wrestling that we just ended on, we're going to start with MLW. They finally revealed their figures in the month of January. You know, we talked about in the last episode where they were going to have this big pre-order set up in January. I believe it was January 9th. And they did reveal some stuff, so that was really cool. They revealed a Wave 1, which is four people in that wave, and they also revealed a title pack. So in terms of the wave, it's going to be, like I said, 4 people, and the people are Alexander Hammerstone, Mads Kruger, Jacob Fatu, and Killer Cross. Now, for me personally, I only ordered 3 of these. Basically, I just ordered everyone except Killer Cross. I already have a Killer Cross figure, his first WWE Elite figure. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm surprised they didn't just can it, because he has been gone for quite some time. Because obviously he has re-signed with WWE, and I'm surprised they just didn't maybe bump something up from Wave 2 to here instead of Killer Cross, but they're deciding to keep it in. It kind of just shows that they have big plans for him. If he were to stick with MLW, he was obviously going to be a top guy. But as far as the figures, I think they all look pretty good. So let's talk a little bit about them. So the figures are 1/12 scale, which is 6 inches. I don't know why they have it displayed as 1/12 scale. Like, that just kind of confuses people. At first, I was like, what the fuck? Because I know they also do the Lucha figures, and those are a little bit smaller than, like, the AEW and Mattel figures. So I was kind of worried about that, but I checked it, and it measures out to 6 inches, which is typical with AEW and WWE Elite stuff. So it should hopefully scale. The figures are going to be $40 plus tax, a little more expensive, but you do get a lot of good stuff with them. So each figure will come with 2 heads, 2 extra sets of hands, and an accessory/weapon. And the release date for all 4 of them is coming out Q4 of 2023. So basically October, November, December is when we should expect them. As far as each figure, I think they all look good. Alexander Hammerstone, he comes with the world title and a pair of sunglasses. I like that. Mads Kruger comes with a club weapon, and obviously, like I said, he comes with an extra head, and the other head that he comes with is a completely different mask, which kind of reminds me of the Riddler from the Batman movie. Jacob Fatu, he comes with a kendo stick wrapped in barbed wire, and it looks like the barbed wire can come off and be a separate accessory. So you kind of get like a 2-in-1, and his figure looks good as well. And then last but not least, Killer Cross, he comes with a broken kendo stick. So I'm excited to see how these turn out. Hopefully they're good, and I can't wait to add them to my collection. Like I said, I only pre-ordered 3 because I already had the Killer Cross figure. And then they also had the title pack, the championship title pack. I was kind of surprised about this one because I was just kind of surprised that they were just releasing all their titles right away. So in the belt pack, you get 6 titles and a trophy. So in the pack, it comes with 2 tag titles, the world title, the middleweight title, which is kind of like the cruiserweight title, the women's title, and the national openweight title, which is kind of their secondary title, similar to like the intercontinental title. And it also comes with the Opera Cup Trophy, which is a tournament that they hold every year, and the belt pack will cost $24.99. I think all the belts look really cool. I'm happy about that. One thing I was kind of like disappointed in was Alexander Hammerstone comes with the world title, and then you're releasing this belt pack, and obviously most people are probably just going to buy it all. They're going to buy the figures and they're going to buy the belt pack, right? People are just going to have 2 world titles. I thought that was kind of lame. Obviously, Alexander Hammerstone is your top guy and your main champion, so it does make sense. But if I'm getting that accessory in the belt pack, I would have liked something different to come with Alexander Hammerstone. But other than that, I think the figures look really good. I can't wait for them. Speaking of the belt pack, just a little quick side note. I wish WWE, like Mattel and Jazzwares, would do more of this. Like, Mattel has only ever done 2 of these belt packs, and WWE has a lot of history of having a lot of belts. They own WCW, ECW. There's a lot of different promotions that they can do titles for. So like I said, they've only done 2. One of them had the Raw Women's title, the SmackDown Women's title, the old Divas title, which is the Butterfly one, the NXT World title, and the old WWF Tag title. And then the other one had the Hardcore title, the old SmackDown Tag title, the old Raw Tag title, the WCW World title with NWO written on it, and Edge's personalized version of the WWE Spinner Belt, the Rated R Spinner Belt. That's a weird selection for a belt pack. Like, you don't even do the main titles. It's just a bunch of kind of a mixture of stuff, like modern and old. I would like to see them do some belt packs. Come on, Mattel. You got WCW belt packs you can do, ECW belt packs you can do, old like WWF Attitude Era, current day stuff. I think there's a big market for these titles, so I'm really surprised they haven't done more. Hopefully we'll see them in the future. AEW has done one of these, which was an Amazon exclusive, I believe, and for that they had 4 titles in it, which was the World title, the Tag titles, and the TNT. I think they're kind of due for one now. You got the Women's title, which they could have included in the first one, but whatever. You got the TBS title. You got the Trios title, you got the All-Atlantic title, you got the FTW title, and you can even do one for the Ring of Honor titles. So there's a lot of stuff that they can do there. Hopefully we see another one out of AEW. I think Jazzwares is most likely to do another belt pack before Mattel. For some reason, I don't know why Mattel doesn't do one, but I think the belt pack for MLW, great idea. Moving on to other pre-order stuff. Pre-ordered some DC Multiverse figures. A lot of cool ones that were announced and finally put up for order. So I pre-ordered DC Multiverse Superboy, which looks really cool in that leather jacket. I pre-ordered Jay Garrick, who was the first Flash, and he looks really good. I pre-ordered the Riddler, who is from his Arkham City look, and I think the figure looks really good. I can't wait to add that one to my collection. And the other one that was announced, which was kind of a surprise, I didn't know about this one beforehand, they announced a DC Multiverse Kyle Rayner figure. Now, obviously, we do have a Kyle Rayner figure. It's a Green Lantern, but with this one, he's a Blue Lantern, and it looks really good. It's basically just a repaint of the Green Lantern one, but he's blue instead of green, and this one is going to be a McFarlane store exclusive. All the other figures I mentioned, they're available on like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, wherever you buy figures. Another thing I pre-ordered was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Best Action. They announced a new figure, and we talked about a different version of this from the last episode, and they finally revealed the regular version, the XL Krang with android body. The other one they revealed came in like a video game kind of aesthetic, in an orangey yellow color scheme. I waited it out. I knew they were eventually going to do the regular one, and lo and behold, here it is. I'm surprised they didn't do it first before the video game one. I thought that was kind of weird, but whatever. Actually, I think I know why they did that, because if they did the video game one second, then people probably wouldn't have got it because they already got the regular one. Very smart business decision, but I think a lot of people probably just would have waited it out like myself. So I'm going to get the normal one, and I can't wait to get that. And this is going to be an XL figure. So this one is 6 inches. I believe it's 6.5, where the regular Best Action line is 5 inches. Another thing I pre-ordered was from Dragon Ball to fill out my Dragon Ball collection. It is from SH Figuarts, and it is Frieza. But we just talked about the 4th form now that I now own, and now I have pre-ordered his 3rd form. I'm glad they're finally doing a figure for it, and it looks really good. Can't wait to get that one. And the last thing I pre-ordered, this is going to be a new addition to my video game collection. They announced a figure of Donkey Kong, and this is supposed to be a 6-inch figure. It looks really good. Can't wait to add that one to my collection. So that was all the stuff that I pre-ordered. Now we're going to move on to some news bits. Continuing on from the video game stuff, I kind of stumbled on this. I was looking up some video game figures, and then I came upon this announcement, which I think is back from like October or November. But basically, there's this company called Jada Toys, and they release figures. They mainly do cars, from what I've seen. They do model cars, and they release also a small figure with it. They do Power Rangers. I think I've seen Batman stuff, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They look cool, but I'm not really a car guy. But they're going to be kind of branching off and doing regular figures. And the figures they are going to be doing are Mega Man and Street Fighter figures. And I've seen both, and they look really cool. So as far as Mega Man, I'm not the biggest Mega Man fan, but I do like the guy. I think he's a classic video game character, and his figures look really good. They're supposed to be 4 inches and will retail for around $20. And they announced 2 waves. So wave 1 is going to be Mega Man, Iceman, and Fireman. And the second wave is Cutman, Elecman, and Hyper Bomb Mega Man. So I think all the figures look really cool. Definitely want to grab me a Mega Man figure and maybe a couple of his enemies. But the Mega Man himself looks fantastic. Can't wait to add that to my collection whenever it comes out. Whenever the pre-orders go out, I will be talking about it here, so look forward to that. And then the Street Fighter figures, if you watched my what I would like in 2023 video, where I kind of talked about figures that I'd like to see in 2023, and I mentioned I would like to see some Street Fighter figures done at an affordable cost, and boom, right here on my doorstep. So the Street Fighter figures, they're going to be 6 inches in scale, and they're going to be $25. And they also revealed 2 waves for the Street Fighter figures. The wave 1 is going to be Ryu, Chun-Li, and Fei Long, and wave 2 is going to be M. Bison, Ken, and Dhalsim. I think all the figures look really good, kind of like MLW. I'm going to start off with wave 1, get the Ryu, the Chun-Li, the Fei Long, see how they are, how they feel in hand. Actually, I might not even open them, depending if they're plastic-free packaging, but I can't wait to add some Street Fighter figures to my collection. These look cool, and I'm very excited about them. And I'm also excited about the possibilities, because if these lines are successful, then we can see Jada Toys working with Capcom to bring even more figures from games of theirs. From games like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, Dead Rising, and one that I would personally like, Beautiful Joe. I would love a figure of him. He looks really cool, and I'd love to get him in figure form, so cannot wait for that. Super stoked for the Street Fighter figures. God damn, they look so good, and I am so jazzed. I'm so hyped up because I do like Street Fighter. One of my favorite fighting games, Mortal Kombat being my number 1, but Street Fighter is close behind. Moving on, Dragon Ball SH Figuarts announced a couple cool figures. So the Frieza that I mentioned with the pre-order, there's also another figure that was announced along with him, which is Gohan in beast form. This version, I'm not familiar with him. Apparently he achieved this form in the new Dragon Ball Super movie, so I haven't watched yet, so I don't know what it's like. But maybe after I do watch the movie, I might pre-order this figure. But as of right now, I haven't pre-ordered it, but the figure does look cool. All right, moving on to McFarlane DC Multiverse. They had a couple of announcements here as well. First, they announced Robin, another Robin figure. This is going to be a classic Dick Grayson. So this Robin doesn't really interest me too much, but I think it does look cool. If you're like a old school Batman fan, then this Robin will be exactly what you're looking for. This is Robin, like, think of Robin when he first appeared, when he has the little green tights, bare legs, he's got the little elf boots. He just looks kind of dorky. It's not my favorite version of Robin, but if you do want that classic Batman and Robin look, I think you probably might want to pick this up. And this is going to be a gold label figure, which I believe is going to be an exclusive for somewhere. I think it might be Target. Don't quote me on that. And then the other thing announced from McFarlane was they announced a new wave of Page Punchers, which is their regular kind of wave, but they package it with a comic book. And this wave is going to be an Aquaman theme. So you got 4 people. It's going to be Aquaman, Black Manta, Ocean Master, and Aqualad. All of them look really cool. I really like how that Ocean Master looks. I'm really thinking about maybe picking that one up and getting rid of the one that I have already. But I don't know, but I really like how that Ocean Master looks. Aqualad I might pick up. Just because, I'm getting the Superboy, and I have a Kid Flash, so I'm kind of building out a Teen Titans, so I might pick up Aqualad for that. Aquaman, not too interested in. I have an Aquaman already. And then the Black Manta. That one I'm kind of on the fence. The figure does look good, but one thing I don't like is the blades in the arms. I don't like that you can't, get rid of them, or, if it's a little attachment. I just hate that they're kind of always there. It annoys me in the photos, and it would definitely annoy me in the box. So I'm going to wait to see if, when people start getting him and reviewing them, if they're removable. And then maybe, even though I'm not going to open it, I don't know, it still bothers me that it's always attached. I can't explain it. It's just my OCD just kicking in. So hopefully they're removable because I do want to pick this up. This Black Manta does look sick. Out of all this, Aqualad will most likely get picked up. But the pre-orders are not live for this yet, I believe. Or maybe they have by the time this video comes out. I'm not sure. Next, some Marvel Legends news. On the last episode, we talked about an X-Men wave that they revealed, and a lot of cool characters in that, and they finally revealed the Build-A-Figure. And the Build-A-Figure is going to be another Starjammers character joining Cyclops' dad, Corsair. It's going to be his fellow member of the Starjammers, Chode. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's CH''OD. I think that is Chode, right? I could be wrong. Chode, maybe. But I'm just going to say Chode because it's just easier. This one looks really cool. I actually kind of want to get it because as a kid, I owned a Chode figure. I had that old X-Men version of Chode, and he was always a weird one for me because I knew he was X-Men, but I didn't know too much about him. And he's so unique looking. He's neon green and yellow, and he's got the blue underwear and the red belt. Very unique colors. Very hard on the eyes, to be honest. I remember there was times I would look at it as a kid, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is so bright. God damn. Seeing him here in a nice, big, bulky figure, being a Build-A-Figure, I was like, damn, I kind of want that. But I don't know if I'm going to get the whole wave, which I would need if I wanted to get the Build-A-Figure. We'll have to wait to see which people I pick up first. But Chode looks great. Very excited about that one. Next, we got some more wrestling figure news. So this is just news, not pre-order stuff. So we got first, Jazzwares announced a couple new waves, and they put them up for pre-order. So the first one was AEW Unmatched 6, which is Santana, Ortiz, Malachi Black, Ruby Soho, Brody Lee, and Owen Hart. All the figures look cool, but I'm probably going to skip this wave. I already have Santana and Ortiz. If you wanted to, with the Jake Hager figure I showed earlier, this will add to that whole Inner Circle group from their Blood and Guts look. Malachi Black looks good. Ruby Soho looks really good. I like her tattoos, but I don't collect female wrestling action figures. And then the Owen Hart, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like the exact same figure that they revealed that was a ringside exclusive. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this, but I'm not too interested in this version of Owen Hart. If they can give me 1996, 1997 Owen Hart when he's got the singlet and he's kind of part of the Hart Foundation, that's the Owen Hart I want. This kind of younger version, not too interested in. Then Jazzwares also announced AEW Supreme 3, and that's going to be Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr., and I don't know if I like the accessories. It's cool they're coming with that entrance from, I want to say Double or Nothing. I don't know. I like the other Supreme figures that they've done. I haven't bought any of them, but I've seen them. And, the Cody one where he comes with, 2 sets of legs, tons of heads, hands. With this one, it's only 1 set of gear. Real main selling point for this is their entrance stuff. The big headpiece, the jacket. It's cool, but I don't know. It didn't interest me too much, to be honest. Next, we got some WWE Elite news, or WWE figure news. First part of it's Elite. They announced WWE Elite Legends 19, and the wave is going to consist of Undertaker, Brother Love, D'Lo Brown, and Kama Mustafa. So with D'Lo Brown and Kama Mustafa, they're coming in their Nation of Domination gear. D'Lo Brown will also be the Chase, where he comes in different attire. The Brother Love looks pretty cool. I'm not a big manager or person in a suit kind of guy, but I actually like how that figure looks. And the Undertaker, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what it looks like. I don't remember. Okay, so I looked up the gear because I was genuinely curious because I really cannot remember for the life of me what Undertaker, like what version of him it is. And it looks like it's going to be the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. Now, if you watched the video earlier and you didn't just skip to this, if you did, screw you. But if you watched earlier, obviously you saw that I already got an Undertaker, so this doesn't really appeal to me too much. But it does look cool. They also announced WWE Elite SummerSlam, which is a special wave of figures. They do this for the big pay-per-views, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And the wave is going to be Dolph Ziggler, Hulk Hogan, Zeus, and Jey Uso. And all of them will come with a piece to build Mr. Perfect, who comes in a suit. Me personally, this is going to be a skip. I got a Dolph Ziggler figure. I got a Jey Uso. The Zeus is weird. It's just a strange one. He was in a movie with Hulk Hogan. I want to say Urban Commando or something like that. I know Commando's in the title. I just can't remember for the life of me. I never watched the Hulk Hogan movie. Actually, that's a lie. I have watched a movie with Hulk Hogan in it. It was the Three Ninjas in Hyde Park or something like that. They were at this amusement park, and Hulk Hogan's in the movie. I don't remember what he does, but he probably saves the day. Love Three Ninjas. That was an awesome movie I watched as a kid. That particular sequel of Three Ninjas, not so great. But this whole wave for me is probably going to be a skip. I've been seeing a lot of Hulk Hogan figures recently, and maybe just chill out a little bit. Like, I think there's too many Hulk Hogan figures. Give us some other people on the roster, goddamn. The last thing Mattel revealed was a Best of Ultimates wave. This is kind of similar to the WWE Elite Greatest Hits line, where they're re-releasing the figures. Now, we haven't had too many waves of Ultimates, but I know a lot of those early Ultimate figures are hard to come by, so it is cool that they're re-releasing them for people that might have missed out on them, or just missed them completely, so that's pretty cool. And as far as some other wrestling news, all the other stuff is going to be like indie companies that are making wrestling figures. So the first one I read, which broke my heart, Cella Toys, who are going through some stuff right now. I'm not too sure, but they are producing Uncensored, which is a line of figures, of wrestling figures that they're doing, and they're kind of in line with WWE Mattel Elite style figures. And we just had the Dynamite Kid one come out, but the Sabu figure that they're working on, and I've pre-ordered, they just announced that it's going to be delayed to late summer. This broke my heart. I'm really looking forward to this figure. I really like Sabu. I think he's pretty underrated, to be honest. I know a lot of people like to use Sabu as a meme of botching and stuff, but he was just such a cool guy. He did so much cool aerial stuff. It was originally apparently supposed to come out in January 2023, and it's now being delayed till late summer, so September. Hopefully it's sooner than later, but yeah, super sad about that one. And then last but not least for wrestling news, Zombie Sailor Toys, who currently produces these kind of retro style figures. I know they recently released a Danhausen one, and that's going off like wildfire. Like, I follow him on Instagram, and he is just shipping out so many of them. I say he, but I think it might be a little like group of people. I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with the company. But apparently they're going to start producing 6-inch figures. So like I said, right now they just do the classic style. I believe it's like the old school Hasbro ones, where they're kind of like 4-inch figures. They're stuck in a pose. I don't know if they have any like actions to them, but they're like super, super old school. But apparently, not apparently, they have announced that they're going to start producing a wrestling figure wave, which is more in line with AEW Jazzwares and the WWE Elite figures, some 6-inch figures. And they announced that they're going to be doing Wave 1, and there's going to be 4 figures in each wave. And the first figure they announced for the wave was Jeff Jarrett in his kind of classic look from his early time in WWF, where he had like the hat. I don't really know how to describe it. He wore like some really weird shirts, but he had that famous like hat that he wore. And they also kind of teased number 2. They showed off the back of a figure, and then people quickly deduced that it was going to be Brian Pillman. So they haven't officially announced Brian Pillman, but that looks to be another figure that will be in the wave. And I was looking on their website, and they got a lot of cool people that they can be making figures of. I'm just going to read off some of the people on this list. Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, the Road Warriors, Sabu, Raven, Chris Candido, Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Roadkill, Mikey Whipwreck, Tajiri, Dino Bravo, Earl Hebner, Bruiser Brody, Nick Gage, Kevin Sullivan, One Man Gang, and a lot of others. They got a nice little mix that they can do. So I don't know who's going to round out this wave. Like I said, Brian Pillman has not been announced, but let's just say that he is announced. So we have Jeff Jarrett, Brian Pillman. There was a lot of cool names on that list that I would love to see figures for. So honestly, hopefully they skew a little more ECW. You know what I'm saying? Because some of those names on that list, I would love to get figures for. Roadkill, Masato Tanaka, Raven. There's some, like, Raven has so many cool looks you can do. A lot of figures they can make off that. So I'm pretty excited about that. Another addition to the wrestling figure ecosystem. You know, another company that's going to be putting out 6-inch figures. So pretty excited about that one. Can't wait to see what else they do. And I look forward to seeing what else they announce for Wave 1. And whatever they do announce, I will be talking about it on here. And then last but not least, we have some Power Rangers Lightning Collection news. So they had a big fan stream during the month of January. They had the 30th anniversary fan stream. And they revealed a bunch of figures. They talked about the shows. We'll just get into it. I'm just going to read my notes. So they started off by revealing Wave 14 of the Lightning Collection. And that's going to be Dino Thunder Black, Lost Galaxy Pink, Dino Fury Blue, and Dino Thunder Mesogog. I'm going to say all these figures look so badass. I cannot wait. Super happy that they're doing the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. That's another version of Tommy, and this will allow us to complete Dino Thunder as a team, so that's really cool. Lost Galaxy Pink, she's really cool. I really liked her storyline in the show when it was going on as a kid, and she ended up sacrificing herself. If you didn't know, in real life, she had cancer, so she had to leave the show so she could get treatment for that. I don't know what kind of cancer, but I think she fought it off. I believe she's still alive, so this is a really cool figure. Dino Fury Blue, not too familiar with him. He's more of the newer Power Ranger stuff, so I'm not too sure, but the figure looks cool. And last but not least, Mesogog. This one was super cool. Was not expecting this one at all. This looks awesome. I always like getting villains. I think that's one of the cool things about the Lightning Collection. So I'm pretty excited about Mesogog. Then they announced a 2-pack for the Tengu Warriors, and this one looked very weird. It is very weird, because when you think of Tengu Warrior, you think of, they're purple. They're purple bird, putty kind of characters. And in here, they're doing like this weird color scheme. They didn't really explain it, why they are these colors, because there's nowhere where they've like actually appeared as these colors. So this one's going to be a skip for me. I'm not too interested in that. They did an unboxing for the In-Space Megazord, the Astro Megazord. That looks really good. The box looks good. Can't wait to get that in hand. And they also revealed the remastered Mighty Morphin figures, which I talked about in the last episode. And they revealed blue and yellow. And they look cool. I really like that Morpher accessory. It looks dope, I gotta say. I really, really like that. And then there was also some leaks for some figures. Before this stream got revealed, a couple of figures that I talked about were leaked. And there was a couple of figures that were leaked that weren't announced. So the figures that were leaked were Invisible Phantom Ranger. Doesn't really excite me at all. I think that happened like once in the show. I could be wrong. I don't really remember Turbo too much. but I have a Phantom Ranger, so I'm not too interested in an invisible Phantom Ranger. And then the ones that were kind of leaked that I'm pretty excited about was SPD Yellow. Looking forward to her so I can complete my SPD team. And Lost Galaxy Yellow was also leaked. And then obviously with her and the Pink Ranger, we can complete that Lost Galaxy team. So looking forward to that. What it's looking like it's going to be, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, where they did this, described as like a capsule. I believe it was the Pink Capsule. It was with GameStop, and they revealed a bunch of like Pink Ranger themed items, and they were all exclusive to GameStop. So you had a Morpher that was pink design. That was a weird one, but whatever. They did a cel-shaded Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. They did the 2-pack Pink Ranger of Zeo and Mighty Morphin Pink, and it was Cat as the 2-pack. And I think there might have been another Pink Ranger thing. Maybe the helmet. It might have been the helmet that also came with it. So they had this whole like Pink Ranger, like they described it, capsule. That was the word that they used. So it looks like they're going to be doing it again, but they're going to be doing it for the Yellow Ranger. And it kind of sucks because these two figures are characters that I want, and then making them exclusives, making them harder to get, it just kind of sucks. I wish they were just part of the regular wave. I'm probably going to have to look hell and high water to get these SPD Yellow and Lost Galaxy Yellow Rangers, but like I said, they haven't been officially revealed, but that's kind of looking like what it's going to be. So pretty excited about that. Can't wait for those figures. And that is going to be it for the news. That is everything. Quite a bit to talk about, right? There was a lot of cool stuff that was announced in January, kind of setting up what we can expect for the next few months. Can't wait for a lot of it. A lot of cool stuff announced. So wrapping up here, just want to remind you that in February, I'm going to be going to a toy show. It's always scary going to a toy show because it's just like, this might be the time I lose control and just buy everything in sight, you know? But so I got to kind of pace myself. And the toy show is also going to be packaged with a video game show. So maybe I can find some video game figures. Last toy show I went to, which was November, that was also packaged with the video game show. And unfortunately, they didn't have any cool video game figures, which was what I was kind of hoping for. It was just like retro gaming stuff, gaming consoles, games itself. It was cool to look at, but I'm looking for figures, so I didn't find any of those. There was a lot of amiibos, but that doesn't really interest me. So hopefully there's a lot of cool stuff this month. And I want to put a guarantee next episode you will be seeing a new set. No longer will we have that white backdrop. Next figure video, there will be a new set. I guarantee it. So look forward to that. Like I said, don't expect anything extravagant. It's more about clean presentation. So I don't want to get the hopes up too high. Don't like sparklers, fireworks coming out, like nothing like that. Nothing like that. No fancy lights, no LED lights. Or maybe actually an LED strip light might be good. But it might be too distracting on video. I don't know. I'm just thinking of the set first and foremost. Nice and clean. That's what I'm going for. So look forward to that. And that is going to be it for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep up with everything that's going on the channel. Look forward to next month in February. Hopefully I got a lot more cool stuff to show off. And yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to go to the toy show. I'll be taking pictures and I'll show off, obviously I'll show off the stuff that I got, and taking pictures around the convention and showing what it looks like inside. So look forward to that. And again, keep up with everything that's going on the channel. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Look forward to the next episode. I'll catch you guys next time. And until then, guys, peace out.